Welcome back to the studio. I'm Alex Yemek. Let me give you 3 reasons why Liz Cheney lost to Donald Trump. Yes. Now, the first reason is that Donald Trump is the kingmaker of the Republican Party, at least the current Republican Party. Donald Trump, although he was not elected president, most people who voted to elect Joe Biden were not actually voting for Joe Biden, they were voting against Donald Trump. Yes, that is true. Donald Trump is a major force. Right? Most of those people you were seeing motivated, whether Democrat or Republican, they were going to the poll because of Donald Trump. They were voting for him and against him. Joe Biden was just elected by default. Right? And with his presidency now, most people expected that he wasn't going to be that great of a president. So we're not surprised that his approval rating are so low. Now, Donald Trump, although he's not president today, he has a huge influence in the Republican Party. Among all of these Republicans, he has shown to be completely different. He has shown to his supporters that he is not a typical politician. He seems to be giving them what they want. Now, people will call him racist or whatever, right? They can call him all names, but when we look back at Donald Trump's presidency, what do we see? We see that he wasn't a warmonger like most Republicans and Democrats are. If you look at since the death of John F. Kennedy, right? Most presidents who came after that, they are all going to war. Yeah. You can name them and you will see one war or the other. Even Obama, who was talking about the Iraq war was wrong and all of that, he went to Libya, bombed Libya, and continued the war in Afghanistan and in other countries, right? So one thing with Donald Trump is that he tried as much as possible not to go to war. In fact, the only time when you see CNN showing some type of support toward Donald Trump is when he bombed Syria. He sent a few missiles, I think it was like 50 missiles or something like that to Syria, and he was like, that's it, that's all we're going to do. That was at the airport in Syria against Russia or something like that. And that was it. And this is the only time where we saw CNN say, yeah, it is now that we see Donald Trump showing that he's a true president, right? Because he wants to go to war. Right? Now, the military-industrial complex, they sponsor politicians and the mainstream media. We know it, right? Look at Biden today, right? His war is the war in Ukraine. Look at how many billions he's already spent to go to Ukraine, right? He's definitely paying his dues to the military-industrial complex, right? For the support that they gave him, during the election. So we see that the military-industrial complex, fund the media as well. And this is why you see the media constantly wants to go to war. They push politicians to respond. They try to, do things so that politicians will go to war. And politicians, in turn, they get elected with the money that the military-industrial complex is investing on them. So that is the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. In fact, to me, I always say that they're not even different. These are the same people. Sometimes they switch around. Just look at what Liz Cheney did. She was encouraging Democrats to switch just so that they can vote for her. Just so that they can vote for her. So it kind of shows you that the Republican and the Democrat Party, they're just the same thing. If you look at major issues, they're not that different. They all like to go to war. They all like to fund big banks. They all support the funding of the medical industry when it comes to big corporations and funding for drugs and not really trying to find cures, right? So they're the same in terms of major issues. Right? But when you look at small issues like things like abortions, so they're trying to give you a sense that they are different. They're not different. Like abortion is nothing. Those are small issues, nothing. They talk about marriage, gay marriage and stuff like that. That is small issues. But in terms of major things, they're the same. There's no difference. And it's unfortunate because the American people continue to think that they are actually different. And come November, they're going to choose between both. In reality, you're just choosing one party. When they want to pass a major issue, you're going to see Republicans, politicians switch to Democrats if it is needed. And same thing happening from Democrats to Republicans. This may even happen coming this November. However, things will be completely different because the Republicans who are coming in this November are Donald Trump Republicans. And they are different, right? Their thing is to satisfy Donald Trump. That's what it is. Look, politicians, to me, are like prostitutes, right? Where the money goes, that's where they follow. Right now, Donald Trump is the money. Donald Trump supports. Trust me, they win. And if they are going to win with the name of Donald Trump, they will have to satisfy Donald Trump. So come November, it looks like most Republicans will be Donald Trump Republicans, whether we like it or not. Because Donald Trump right now is the kingmaker. And Democrats are making a big mistake fighting him right now. Because they're about to lose big time, whether they like it or not, right? The momentum right now is in the Republican Party of Donald Trump. The traditional Republican Party is dying. Most of them will retire, and the few who will win, they will have no other choice to align themselves with Donald Trump, or they will have to prepare for retirement. That is what things look like right now. And so for the Democrat Party to attack Donald Trump the way they are doing, by sending the FBI to look into his private house, right, in the name of seeking for confidential documents, right, is a joke. This is a political stunt. That's all it is. Because if we want to talk about people breaking the laws with secret documents, look at Hillary Clinton. Right? Hillary Clinton lost a lot of documents. In fact, this is one of the things that were used against her during the election between Donald Trump and her. She lost a lot of documents in her laptop or something like that. I don't know, in her computer. Nobody ever said anything. Donald Trump did not even send the FBI after her. And throughout the presidency of Donald Trump, because she knew what she did. She knew what she did. She knew that if they wanted to come after her, she could have gone to jail. So what was she doing? She was trying to shift the focus to the Donald Trump presidency. Talk about he's aligning himself with Russia, and she came up with the Russiagate. And it has now been proven that all of this was a hoax. Democrats never did anything to go after the documents that Hillary Clinton lost, even when they were the majority in the Congress during the Donald Trump presidency. They never did anything. They never did anything even after Joe Biden took power. But now they're going after Donald Trump. Their thing is that they must stop Donald Trump. Why are they doing that? Because they're trying to protect their interests. They're protecting because they know that companies like military industrial complexes, they're not going to make money off of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not going to go to war. He's going to be pushed. He's the type of person, if you push too hard, he's going to try to do something, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants to be remembered as the politician who was different. He liked people like Putin, right, who stand up to major companies, who stand up to the world. That's what he wants to be. He doesn't want to be pushed around. So the major thing about these major corporations is that they push around all these presidents. These presidents are always under these major corporations, and it did not happen with Donald Trump. It never happened with him. He's so unpredictable. You cannot tell exactly where he's going, what is he going to say, what is he going to do, and they hate that. And I understand, when somebody is this unpredictable, it's very difficult to try to, think of anything coming from him. And they have to do everything in their power to chase him away. Now, it's not like Donald Trump is going to be this very positive president. No, in fact, he's very negative. And this is one reason why personally I don't support him, because although he's different, he's not a politician, but he's very negative. His base is very violent, and they're threatening FBIs and stuff like that. Look, I've always said violence is not going to help us in any way. Right? Brutalizing people is the exact reason why the United States today is having a major decline in the world stage because politicians, Republicans and Democrats in the United States, all they do is to bully other countries. They constantly bully other countries, and that worked when it was a unipolar world. Today is a multipolar world. It's not going to work anymore. And we are seeing that. We're seeing that today in Ukraine, where we underestimated Russia's economy and Russia's power. Now we know that Russia is actually way more powerful than we thought, because as soon as they started, first of all, they cannot back down because of the sanctions. Those sanctions don't work on them, right? Number two, the world is, having food problem because of this conflict. So we now know that Russia is very important in economic stage. Now, I don't want to talk about China. That's another story, right? So bullying other countries is not going to work anymore. And when Donald Trump is, firing his base, right, using their emotions, because they are very angry right now, using that emotion, in the long term, is not going to help, right? It's not going to help at all. When you start feeding negativity now, when your enemies are brought to your knees, that energy, that negative energy that needs to be fed is now going to turn against you and your own. That's what's going to happen, right? If Donald Trump's base does not change course in terms of, right, threatening and seeming to show violence and so much emotion and anger, if they don't change course, right, they're eventually going to win because they're winning now. It is not clear that they're going to take power, right? But they need to change course. And Donald Trump, who is able now to influence his party, right, elect congressmen and women, right, is not going to be able to calm that anger down when it escalates. And so we need to be very careful. But the way the Democrats are going about it is wrong, is also wrong. This is not the way to go about that. We need to be very careful right now. Trying to stop Donald Trump from being president is not an option right now. It's not an option right now. It's not going to work. Specifically when Democrats have nothing to offer to the American people. The only thing they're telling you to do is to vote for them so that Donald Trump does not come back as president. This is what Liz Cheney is saying. Vote for the Democrats or vote for her so that Donald Trump does not come back as president. And you know how she lost? Double the votes. She only had 20 and some percent against 60 some percent. It was bad. The second reason why Liz Cheney lost to Donald Trump is because she's a traditional Republican. Who are traditional Republicans? Now, you have to understand who is Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is the daughter of Dick Cheney, if you remember him. He was the vice president under George W. Bush from 2000 all the way to 2008. Now, he's a very controversial figure, right? Even when during the time of George W. Bush, they were saying that he was the one running the country, right? He loves going to war. He made a lot of money off of wars, the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. He was associated to a company called Halliburton. I don't know if he's still associated to that company today. And they are traditional Republicans. Who are traditional Republicans? Those are Republicans that I think, that I just say in the beginning, that are not different from Democrats, right? The only difference is small issues, like things like abortions and, maybe gay marriage, small things like that, or probably immigration, right? Even though immigration is a major issue, but, maybe some parts of immigration, right? So traditional Republicans and Democrats are not different. And this is what Donald Trump's Republicans are seeing, basically. They're like, what, those Republicans, they're just like Democrats. They switch parties and all that. They do this. And so that's what Liz Cheney is. And so by her standing up to Donald Trump, she thought to herself that, hey, you know what? We have to keep our traditional Republicans. Look, the Republicans and the Democrats are different in a way that their voters, right, are not like Democrats voters. Democrats voters are like, they are part of this secret society where, they will always vote for Democrats because they believe that Democrats are the one that respond best on issues such as poverty and stuff like that. But history has shown that that's not even true. The fact that you may pump money does not necessarily mean that you're helping, right? So that is the difference. So Liz Cheney did not read the memo. She did not understand what the election of Joe Biden and Donald Trump meant. It meant that the traditional Republican Party is gone. In fact, that started when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton. She did not get that memo. So she went out there, thinking to herself, hey, look, we can still do this. No, it is wrong. And when she realized that she's losing badly, she started talking to Democrats. Hey, you know what? Come and vote for me. I'm the only one who is right now supporting the January 6th committee. I'm the loudest voice in that committee. I stand with Democrats on this, so please come in. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. She still lost badly. And of course, what is she going to say? She's going to say, after losing, that look, I'm not gone, I'm going to fight. Matter of fact, I'm thinking of running for president. In what world? Then she's not going to be elected as a Democrat. She's definitely not going to get votes in the Republican Party of today. I mean, she should understand, if she's smart, she needs to stay away at least for 5 years and test the ground again to see if things have changed, because right now her Republican Party is dead. And this is one of the other reasons why she lost. Not being able to understand what is going on. The third reason is that she attacked Donald Trump personally. Wrong move. Not at this time. People were attacking Donald Trump before he becomes president because they didn't believe, CNN, I'm pretty sure they probably regret now, because if Donald Trump becomes president again, CNN is done, right? So a lot of people who were attacking Donald Trump before he becomes president are not doing that anymore, because they understand that he is very powerful. He has the secret. He found the treasure. He was able to decode what most Republicans and Democrats are not able to do, right? He knows how to use his base. He has a strong and powerful base. And even if you are against the stuff that he's saying, you have to be wise, right? When you don't have support, to die down, to wait, to calm things down. Use wisdom, and that she didn't do. She loudly went against him, thinking to herself that she had some type of support, right? Or maybe in the illusion that the Democrats have put into Congress, the thing, hey, look, they're powerful today. Democrats are going to lose big time. So going after Donald Trump directly was wrong. She personally attacked him, and he took that personal. And what happened? A double-digit lost. Now, I'm not supporting Donald Trump or the Donald Trump Republicans or the Democrats here. That's not what this video is about. This video is about philosophy, studying what is going on, studying people, right? Looking at what happened in the past, what is happening now, and try to predict what will happen in the future. The future is not good, right? Because the Donald Trump Republican Party are angry, right? They need to calm down a little bit and, know that they are winning. When they are winning, they come with great responsibility. They can do great things because it is very clear that after November, coming January, there will be two presidents in this country. You will have Joe Biden, who has very low approval rating, and you will have Donald Trump, who's going to run the country from the Congress, because the Congress will be filled with his people, and they will be the majority, whether we like it or not. So I'm urging us, right, American people, the Republican Party of tomorrow, those who are the Republican Party of Donald Trump, to leave the negativity if they want to really be able to change things. With great power comes great responsibility. Look at what is going on in the world today. The world is becoming a multipolar world because of the mistakes of major powers. It's not just the United States who's going through a decline, right? Many powers in the past have gone through this. They've done the same mistake. It is a deja vu thing. It always happened. Major powers, empires, they become too big, and then at one point in time, they make a lot of mistakes and they decline. It is happening. But it is very important that we be very careful going forward, because the major enemy here is the climate change. That is the major enemy. We need to focus on how we can all find a way to live together in a better world, right? How can we fight our common enemy? I understand the anger, right? I understand what is going on in the country today, but negativity has never won anything, right? What the Democrats are doing, they will pay for their own mistakes because they're just as negative, right? Attacking Donald Trump personally, that's wrong. So in November, they'll definitely pay for that. But let's be more positive here. The multipolar world of today is a very delicate world. And we need lots of positivity today. Threatening, right, law enforcement is not going to help us. They're only doing their jobs, right? I'm pretty sure they don't want to do what they're doing. But the good thing that Donald Trump Republicans are doing is that they are voting. That is encouraging. Vote so that you can influence your belief. But when you do have that power, try to be as positive as possible so that you can teach those who fail that only positivity always wins, even if it takes time. Thank you very much for listening to my video. I'm not a politician. I like to do philosophy.